Hello. Right. Imagination. Now, I've said about this a couple of times. Imagination is really the key to unlocking some of your abilities. Now, when I was learning how to speak to my guides, or try and speak to my guides, should I say, I just realised it was happening. Rather than using my imagination, it just kind of dawned on me what was going on. She was using the crystal, and when she was answering yes or no, or going to a number, or selecting one of the choices of the questions I gave her, I was starting to notice that as it was about to change to that direction, I was also hearing yes, no, or more of a description of the answer in my head. That's how it happened to me. That's how it could happen to you too. It's like you end up getting that connection. It kind of builds up over the time. You'll notice that your crystals will start get swinging more. They'll be more definitive in their answers, as in, well, more definitive as in it will swing in that direction more. There's more will involved. They can push it a lot easier, and also at the same time, you won't be able to override their thinking of what the answer they're putting into the crystal at the same time. If you hold it up and you think to yourself, yes, 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 you will be able to change the answer from a no to a yes. Obviously, you know outright in your mind you're doing that, because that's how much effort you have to put into it. That's all due to the connection. But yeah, it's quite important in kickstarting your abilities, especially with remote viewing and telepathy. Remote viewing, you can use it. I mean, it's not just imagining a distant location in, I don't know, Barbados or somewhere where you want to be on the beach. It's looking at your chakras, looking for chips or implants in your energy bodies, holes in your aura, what properties where entities are in properties, that kind of thing, how you like visualising them as you're sending them up. So like, for example, chakras, kind of look like, when I started doing it, you kind of imagine a tornado. Just imagine, especially if you're a healer and you've done your Reiki 1, Reiki 2, whatever, and your chakras are quite important, keeping them cleansed, keeping them active. So how I was doing it when I was doing my cleansing is I'd imagine like the chakras as I'm working down, so your throat one's blue and you kind of see like a tornado. So I would describe it as a tornado, or a petal of a flower, and just spinning it in a clockwise direction. Does it have any holes in it? Is it all kind of? Does it look funny? Is it crooked? Is it broken? Is it, you know? And so I would just imagine them spinning, and the colour. And occasionally, I would go to imagining it spinning like I normally would do, but it'd be all limp. So for example, rather than the tornado going up like that, it's kind of like this. That's probably pretty. I haven't got any paper I can draw on. It's a shame I'd have shown you. But yeah, it kind of looked limp instead, and it won't be spinning right or something like that. And that's when you know that you've gone off from imagination and you're actually seeing what it is, because you wouldn't have imagined it like that. Your intention would be to imagine it just as looking like a normal tornado would, like going up and pointing up, and then it's kind of broken instead, or you've got energy spurting out like in a funny direction. It needs kind of patching. So that's a good way to do it. With the chips and the implants, you say to yourself, I want to see this person's energy body, and then just give it a scan, to like saying to you in your mind, I'm going to have white background, and then the implant energy or chip energy is going to be like a black blob. You'll see nothing, and then one day there'll be something there. And a good way to do all of these is to then check on your pendulum. Did I just see that? You'll find out, yes you did. Or you could do it the other way around. When you're checking people out, you can say, is there any chips, or is there any implants? And your healing guide will be there. Yes, there is actually one. So then you can then imagine their outline at their head if it's a chip, and then you'll see it's there. And then again, speak to them, they'll tell you how to clear it, burn it out with light, fill it with energy, love and light afterwards, or they could do it for you. Same with holes in your aura. You know, you've got a pain, because you can cut your aura just as easily as you could cut your arm or your leg, especially if you're walking around with like crystals and the points, because those points are the energy that shoots out very sharp, and that can cut your aura. So is there any holes in the aura? You should be asking these questions if you're doing healing on people, and then you can picture it in your mind, just go the outline. Oh, is it there? Ask the question. Yes, it is there. You have seen it right. So your imagination will turn into getting it all up and running. Properties and entities that are around. Is there an entity there? You can ask them, or you can check in your head. You just, I like to just imagine the plan of a building, and then I would say to myself, okay, I want green back, we're looking for sentient energies, green background, and their entities are going to be dark, and you just do the scan, and you might see nothing, you might see something, and then if you see something, check on the pendulum, or again, or the other way around, and then I'll say to myself, okay, I'm going to scan for sentient energies now, I want white background and then black, do the scan, okay, no, there's nothing there, okay, now I want to see dead energy, I want blue background and black. Like, keep it separate and then see the blue going over. Again, might see it, might not. You can ask after. Again, like with the check-in, it's a good, because it then kind of brings your morale up. For telepathy, just relax, have a conversation with yourself. You'll then get to a point where the conversation will go in ways you don't expect it to go. You know, hello, you alright? Yep, I'm fine. How are you? Yep, I'm good. Did you do this? Did you do that? You know, is everything okay over in the spirit realm? Yep, blah blah blah. You can just have an imaginary conversation with yourself, and then it will just change. You'll just suddenly get something that you would not have thought of, which it's always coincidences. Today, I had a new tone in my head this morning. Everybody gets these tones. Different tone is different energy, different entity. So just sitting there, new tone. Oh, what's that? So I turn everything down, turn my telly all down, stop my computer, stop everything. Said to my guide, the new tone. Said, yeah, it's Holly's mum. All right, okay. It's very new. I know I've not spoken to her in a long time. Unfortunately, both her parents have passed over. Never said anything to me about her mum before. I just know that the relationship wasn't particularly good. She passed away years ago. She'd never mentioned her before because of the status of the relationship. And I just got tell Little Pickle that she's always loved. You know, you would just not think, I'm just going to have an imaginary conversation about somebody else, and they'll say that. Now, if I do get to speak to her again, and to relay this message, now I've been told today that will happen, and that's why I've got this message. She'd instantly pick up, and I was told this so she would know that was from her. It was a message from her, because no one's going to know that she was called out in a not maybe a brother or something, which I again don't have contact with. You know, it's just messages you get like that, and there's just no way that you'd just make that up. So you don't really have to worry about you using your imagination and it's going to taint what you get, because you'll know for certain, without a doubt, that stuff that you're getting, you just would not. It just wouldn't get into your head. Now that's happened many a time. So, yeah, just use your pendulums. Again, after that, checked on the pendulum, because that's just so completely and utterly random for me. to get a message to somebody that I haven't spoken to in over a year, check your pendulums. You'll find that the more you practice, the more you'll get it, the more definitive, the easier it is, and it will start to get very, very easy. So don't worry about that. Just crack on and practice. We'll see how we go. And I'll say goodbye. So see you later.